Oh boy. Hi, everybody. This is week 7 of my Writer Wednesday stuff. My husband's across the table here laughing at us because we're trying to get my daughter, our guest speaker, ready to go. Today, we are going to be talking about kids and writing, getting kids involved in writing and obviously reading. And so I thought there's no one better than to bring in my own daughter, who is 8 years old and going into 3rd grade this fall. She is also someone who loves to write and read, and she's been doing that for a very long time. So I thought I'd interview her about kind of what got her interested into writing and reading, and to see if maybe it's something that you guys have experienced as well. So Ellie, how old are you? Did I say?
8.
8. All right, tell everybody that way.
8.
And what books do you like to read?
Dog books.
Dog books?
Animal books.
Animal books? Like fiction animal books or nonfiction?
Both.
Both. All right. She likes to read both. What are you currently reading right now?
Animal books.
Okay, what's
Chapter books.
what's the title of the chapter book you're reading?
Harry the Homeless Puppy.
Harry the Homeless Puppy. All right. How's it so far?
Good.
Awesome. Look at the camera this way. All right. So, what inspired your love of books? What inspired you to really like to read and write?
Because you used to read to me
I used
When
to
I
read.
was-
Yep.
younger.
Hi, Kate. Yep, I used to read to you when you were younger. What else? What inspired you to love books in general?
That you read books a lot.
That I read books?
And you make
See?
books.
Oh, and I make books, yes. So that's a good tip for people who are trying to get kids interested in reading and writing. It's important to introduce books very early on, and I know that that's something, there have been many, many studies throughout probably the dawn of time, that reading to your kids encourages a love of reading. But it also encourages a love of writing. And not only do you write, you actually illustrate some of your own books, right? She's been writing and illustrating her own books and her own stories for probably about 2 years now, since you could actually write, right? About 1st grade. So for about 2 years, she's been writing as well, and drawing her own stories that go along with it. But even before that, she used to take books she loves and make up her own stories. So even if she knew the story and the way that it operated, she would just do her own thing and make up her own story that went along with it. I used to catch her in her bedroom, sitting on her bed, just making up a story about whatever the pictures are doing, and it was so much fun to sit and watch. And now she actually can write, so she does that. So do you like writing or illustrating more? Which one do you like, drawing it or writing the story?
Both.
Both? What do you like to illustrate the most? What do you usually illustrate about?
Animals.
Animals again. She is a love of animals person here. All right, so I would say what inspires your stories, but I'm going to say probably animals. Right? Do animals take a major role into your...
And you.
And me?
Yeah, because you write books.
Well, I know, but I suppose I do inspire to write, but not. I don't inspire your stories.
Yeah.
I'm not in the story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the last book you were working on? What is it called? You don't have a title for it?
I don't know.
Wasn't it about a puppy? There was another one about a puppy, her own puppy. I don't remember quite what it was about. It's been a little while. We have to do another one and we can show it on the air. Right? Yeah. So what inspires your stories when you're doing it? Is it a drawing first, or do you have an idea about a story that you want to talk about, and so then you start writing and then start drawing? Is it a little both? Or is it one or the other?
Both.
Both? That's pretty cool. Oops. I was going to try to see if I could see comments. I know Kate's joined, but it's still not showing me comments, guys. I hate that. So I'm not quite sure what the deal is, but if you're commenting, I will definitely answer afterward. It'd be interesting to know for all of you, whether or not you have kids, or whether obviously you were a kid yourself, what inspired you to be reading? Was it just because of the escapism? I know it was for me. As a kid, I loved trying on different hats and trying on different perspectives. I know probably kind of weird for a kid, but it was something that for me I've always been attracted to. I loved seeing the world through someone else's eyes. And so for stories, to read stories, I was able to get into situations that I myself wouldn't have normally been able to get into, and I've been able to go places and see things and do things that, me, myself, I can't manage on my own. So that was my kind of love of books, and I started with a lot of, mystery books when I was a kid. I loved the Fear Street novels by R.L. Stine, which I believe at the time there was no Goosebumps. Those started a little bit after my time, and so I was too old when he had started the Goosebumps series, but went on to Christopher Pike, and then went on from Christopher Pike to other authors that kind of did similar things. So with you, Ellie, in this coming year, are you going to be writing more stories, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you think you'll be illustrating more stories? Yeah? All right. So I guess that's this week. I kind of, again, just to remind everybody, kids love stories. They're very creative. They can come up with some interesting storylines that you just never know what to expect. And so encouraging kids to both read and write is very, very important. And it helps them in so many neurological ways, where they're able to emotionally deal with situations that maybe they wouldn't have been able to deal with before. They're able to experience the world. They're able to do so much. And so getting kids, grandkids involved with writing and reading very young is very, very good for everyone involved. So that is our week this week, and stay tuned next week. I'm not quite sure what we'll be talking about, but I might have my 11-year-old son next week as a little guest host to I guess spice things up. We'll see.
Next week.
Well, not next week, I guess 2 weeks from now. All right, can you say goodbye to everybody watching?
Bye.
Now you gotta say bye this way.
Bye.
Bye guys, we'll talk to you later.